Hey, what's up everyone? For the past couple of days I've been using this Galaxy A71. So I thought I'd give you guys an unboxing experience and a full review of the phone, and there are a few things that we need to go over. So let's just start right here. So straight out of the box you can see that this phone is PDA registered, Prism Crush Blue, 128 gigs of storage, 8 GB RAM. And let's just open this thing up. They made the box just like the iPhone. And there's your warranty card, blah blah blah. Who cares about this? Maybe I do anyway. So there's your first look at the Galaxy A71. And my, well, looks good. So let's take off this plastic coating right here. And we've got some, charging brick right here, C-to-C cable, and the headphones. So this phone will cost you around $400 or 68,000 rupees approximately if you live in Pakistan. And straight out of the box you notice that huge screen and this shiny color that they have on there. It also has a headphone jack, which is really good for everyone, because everyone loves headphone jacks. It's a flagship design. That's what you notice at the first moment. And the display looks really good, really huge. By the way, the phone comes pre-installed with a phone protector and this back cover provided by Samsung, so thumbs up for that. The viewing experience on this phone is great, considering that it is a mid-range phone. It has a Super AMOLED screen which is 6.7 in diagonal size, which is again really good because it matches up to a bigger screen of a flagship phone. It has rounded corners, a punch hole for the camera just like the flagships, resolution of 2400 into 1810, 20:9 aspect ratio, and 393 pixel density. So all of these really combine to make a really good viewing experience on this phone. If you're someone that really likes watching videos, Netflix, then I think, and you're on a budget, so I think this is the phone for you. This is something that you want to look at. So the viewing experience is something that you'll notice straight out of the box on this phone. In terms of the processor, the Galaxy A71 is powered by the Snapdragon 730, designed by Qualcomm. Now it is not, a flagship chip. However, nonetheless, it is a good mid-range chip, and I found the performance to be really good. You can either get 6 gigabytes of RAM with this thing, or 8 gigabytes depending on the region you're in. This phone right here is 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I found the performance to be really good. The phone was really fast. It did not have any problems loading anything. If you put a little bit of weight on it, yes, it can become a little bit slow, but you can expect that because this isn't a flagship phone. Nonetheless, gaming on the phone, really good, and I didn't have many problems with the speed. Out of the box, the phone ships with Samsung's new One UI 2.0, and it offers overall a very clean experience. Very good, very fast, again very neat and tidy. When we talk about the cameras, there are 4 cameras on the back. The main camera is a 64 megapixel shooter. Other than that, there's a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. There's also a 5 megapixel macro camera, and then there's a 5 megapixel depth sensor. So overall, I found the phone to take good photos. Photos were really good, contrast was good, colors were good. If you give it the right amount of light, you can get good pictures that look like these that I'm showing you. And with the right amount of light, it can take good pictures. When it gets a little dark, it starts to get really grainy. Photos become saturated, and so in low light, not that good. But overall, for a $400 phone, I'd say it does pretty good. The camera was focus hunting while I was making videos, so that is something that I noticed. The photos are really nice, as you expect from Samsung. They have really high colors, good contrast, and they pop out. I use the macro camera, and it's really difficult to use. I found it that if you don't place it perfectly, which they say is like 5 centimeter above your subject, then it will not take a good photo. It will be blurred. So you have to take care with that. I found that to be a gimmick, because It is a weird thing to include. I've seen good macro cameras, and this isn't one of them. The phone also features night mode in the regular camera and the ultra wide lens, and it takes some really good photos, really brightens up shots, and overall it was good, except the front facing camera with the night mode. Don't try that. That was really bad. And the same as before with the selfie camera, if you give it good lighting, it will take good photos, and also the video camera. So overall, I found that with this camera, it's not that difficult to get good shots if you know how to work your way around the lighting. Moving forward to the battery, and it is one of my favorite features of the A71. It has a huge battery, 4500 mAh, and it will easily last the day. I've played games on this phone, taken pictures, recorded videos, and it did not give me any trouble. It has the same battery that is present on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and also the same 25-watt charger. So it charges your phone from 0 to 100 in 81 minutes. Now that is incredible. Now battery is something that you're going to be really pleased if you buy this phone. It has a great battery performance. It can easily last the whole day. If you're not a power user, it can even last more. So no complaints on the battery side, and yeah, thumbs up to Samsung because they did really well there. I also tested out the speakers, and well, they're not the best in the world, but they will get the job done as well. I didn't have any problems with the fingerprint scanner. Sometimes it was even faster than my Note 10 Plus. So yeah, that's nice to see. Speaking of the Note 10 Plus, there are a lot of similarities between these two phones. You can see, the screen size, the cutout of the camera, and overall, that's just overall a good similar look. So, if you're looking for flagship material in lower price, I would definitely say that they're closer to achieving this than the iPhone SE, for example. Now, some of the few things that I did not like about this phone. First off, the plastic back just does not give you a premium feel, that flagship feel, and feels really cheap. If you put a case on it, you won't notice it, but still, I'd say they could have gone for the glass back. Maybe it's a way to, cut the cost. I'm not sure, but then again, I would have preferred a more premium feel, at least on the back. And obviously, the plastic back means that there's no wireless charging. Now, this isn't a huge deal breaker for me because I prefer wired charging. It is more faster, and if you're buying a mid-range phone, maybe you don't expect wireless charging, but then again, I know that there are people who would want to have that option. So yeah, that's also a negative of this phone. Lastly, there is no water resistance or dust resistance on the phone, and that's a huge bummer because every phone that you buy these days does have it. So there's always the danger of a splash in the pool or something dropping on your phone, and you'll have to be careful while using it. So I would have really preferred if they would have added this option, but then again, maybe it's just another thing for cost cutting. Overall, my thoughts on this phone are really good and positive. I think Samsung has made smart compromises of what not to include in this phone. They've really nailed it with the basics: great display, great battery, good speed, good cameras, and a very clean and neat experience, and that is what you look for in a mid-range phone. That in the price of $400, and well, you're getting a good deal out of this phone. So yeah, overall, I would recommend this phone. I think it's a good option for people to buy, especially in markets where other phones are expensive, like the iPhone SE. So this trumps it by a huge margin, and it's been great, using this phone and trying it out. And overall a good experience. So yeah, let's see what we got next. Yep, so that's been it for this video, guys. Thumbs up if you liked. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure that you subscribe for future content. Visit my Instagram page as well. I have a new fancy video over there. And yeah, I'll see you guys the next time. Till then.